by the wayside begging.
Yes.
And hearing the multitude pass by, he asked what it meant. And they told him that Jesus of Nazareth passeth by.
Yes.
And he cried, saying, Jesus, thou son of David, have mercy on me.
Yes.
And they which went before rebuked him, that he should hold his peace. But he cried so much the more,
Yes.
Thou son of David, have mercy on me.
Thank you, Jesus.
And Jesus stood and commanded him to be brought unto him. And when he was come near, he asked him, saying, What wilt thou that I shall do unto thee?
Yes.
And he said, Lord, that I may receive my sight.
Amen.
And Jesus said to him, Receive thy sight. Thy faith has saved thee.
Thank you,
And
Jesus.
immediately he received his sight and followed him, glorifying God.
Hallelujah.
And all the people, when they saw it, gave praise
Thank you, Jesus.
unto God.
Yes. Yes.
In August, I preached how to make Jesus stop.
Yeah.
But what I want to point out here are these two words for cry in verse 38 and verse 39, because they are different. The verbs that are used here are totally different. In verse 38, when it says that he cried, saying, Jesus, thou son of David, have mercy on me, well, that's kind of an ordinary, loud shout
Yes.
in order to attract attention.
Uh-huh.
But when the people told him to shut up and to stop, in verse 39 it says that he cried so much the more.
Yes.
That's a different word for cry.
Amen. Amen.
This is a word that is talking about an ungovernable emotion.
Amen.
It's a scream.
Uh-huh.
It's a primal cry.
Yes.
The word shows the utter desperation of this man.
Amen.
That's what brings us to our text this morning.
Thank you, Jesus.
It's about the encounter of a desperate man
Yes.
named Zacchaeus.
Uh-huh.
And the only solution to that problem, that need, Jesus.
Yes.
On his way to the cross to save everyone,
Yes.
Jesus paused to save this desperate man.
Come on. Amen.
That's what I want to talk about as I'm halfway through my message. My subject this morning is the courage of desperation.
Amen.
The courage of desperation. Would you please stand with me as we read Luke chapter 19, beginning at verse 1. Luke chapter 19, verse 1. And Jesus entered and passing through Jericho. And behold, there was a man named Zacchaeus, which was the chief among the publicans.
Yes.
He was rich. Now, Jericho here is talking about a rather wealthy and it's a very important town. It lay in the Jordan Valley. It commanded both the approach to Jerusalem and the crossings of the rivers over to the other side of the Jordan. It had a great palm forest, world-famous balsam groves which perfumed the air for miles around. Its gardens of roses were known far and wide. And it was known as, and here you want to catch it, the city of palms. So if you're wondering, where did the people get all these palms that they're casting before Jesus on that Palm Sunday that we read about in verses 28 and following? Well, they get it from Jericho, the city of palms. All of this combined to make Jericho one of the greatest centers in Palestine. And verse 2, behold, there was a man named Zacchaeus, which was the chief among publicans, and he was rich. And he sought to see Jesus, who he was, and could not for the press, because he was little of stature. And he ran before and climbed up into a sycamore tree to see him, for he was to pass that way. And when Jesus came to the place, he looked up and saw him, and said to him, Zacchaeus, make haste and come down, for today I must abide at thy house.
Hallelujah.
And he made haste, and came down, and received him joyfully.
Yes.
And when they saw it, they all murmured, saying that he was gone to be the guest of a man that is a sinner. And Zacchaeus stood and said unto the Lord, Behold, Lord, the half of my goods I give to the poor.
Yes.
And if I have taken anything from any man by false accusation,
Yes.
I restore him fourfold.
Mhm.
And Jesus said to him, this day is salvation come to this house.
Yes.
For so much as he also is a son of Abraham.
Yes.
For the Son of Man is come to seek and to save that which was lost.
Amen.
You may take your seats. In the New Testament, lost does not necessarily mean damned and doomed.
That's right.
It simply means in the wrong place.
Uh-huh.
A thing is lost when it's gotten out of its own place and into the wrong place.
Uh-huh.
The sheep was lost
That's right.
because he was not with the 99.
Uh-huh.
It was in the wrong place.
Yes.
The coin was lost
Yes.
because it was not with the other 9.
Uh-huh.
It was in the wrong place. Again, in Luke chapter 15, that son was lost
Yes.
because he was not with his brother and his father.
Yes.
He was in the wrong place.
Yes.
So when we find such a thing, we return it to the place where it ought to be. A lost person,
Mm-hmm.
when he or she has wandered away from God.
Yes.
When they're found, they are restored to their rightful place
That's right.
as a child of God.
Amen.
No wonder Jesus repeatedly said that there is joy
Joy.
in heaven
In heaven.
over
That's right.
one sinner
Hallelujah.
that repents. One
Thank you,
sinner,
Jesus. One.
one lost person
Thank you, Jesus.
that's found.
Thank you, Jesus.
Angels sing.
Yes.
God
Hallelujah.
himself
Yes.
gets up off of his throne
Yes.
and rejoices
Yes.
over one sinner
Amen.
that will repent.
Thank you, Lord.
Amen.
But one sinner,
Hallelujah.
one lost,
Thank you, Jesus.
is found. Remember I preached what happened when God gets happy? How did God get happy?
Uh-huh.
Yes. Amen. Praise the Lord.
That's good.
Why? Why does all of heaven get happy? Why does Jesus get happy?
Amen.
Well, look at verse 10. Because the Son of Man is come to seek and to save that which was lost.
Yes.
That's his whole purpose.
His whole purpose.
He didn't come to save us economically.
That's right.
No.
That's right.
If that were the issue, then God would have sent a banker.
Amen.
He didn't come to make us smarter.
That's right.
If that were the case, he just would have sent someone with a PhD or whatever and taught us all.
Yeah.
That's not why he came. Jesus came to save us from our sins.
Yeah.
Amen.
That's right. Amen.
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 I know we're talking about this Zacchaeus here.
Yes.
Jesus entered Jericho. And you see, because in verse 35, he's just coming near to Jericho. So he's outside the city precincts.
Yes.
And this is when he heals this man that was blind,
Uh-huh.
Bartimaeus,
Yes.
the son of Timaeus.
Mhm.
Now, he's gotten into the city.
Yes.
He's gotten into the city and he's passing through it.
Mhm.
And behold, there was a man named Zacchaeus,
Mhm.
which was the chief among publicans.
Yes.
Who was he?
Mhm.
Well, he's a tax collector.
That's right.
Oh dear. Oh yeah, taxes are due next week, aren't they? Verse 2 tells us that he was chief among the publicans.
Yes.
Now, publicans here does not refer to Republicans.
No.
It means that he was the head
That's right.
tax collector.
Yes.
And as such, he was a traitor
Mhm.
to his nation
Yes.
because he was aligned with Rome.
Yes.
People hated him
Mhm.
because he defrauded them
Mhm.
out of their money. Here's how it worked. Rome set a standard rate.
Yes.
And men like Zacchaeus charged what they wanted
Yes, it is.
and then kept the rest.
Uh-huh.
Unfortunately, the people had no choice but to pay the taxes that they were assessed. And
Yes.
as a result of his position and his greed, he was rich. The text tells us that he was powerful, he was connected,
Yes.
feared, and despised.
Yes.
Now, while Zacchaeus had wealth and position and power, he knew that something was missing in his life.
Amen.
His financial, his political, and his social connections left him empty and needy.
Uh-huh.
But somewhere along the way,
Yes.
Zacchaeus heard about a